But the eclipse has like shifted me into another timeline. Like this season is just gonna like just wreck me. I know. I'm just like, oh my God. Like it's a lot happening. So thank you all for your patience. I was only supposed to be 5 minutes late, but you know how things happen, right? So welcome to those of you who are new to this space. I'm Lama Rod, and it's so wonderful to be in practice with you as well. Yeah, and thank you for all of you who return over and over again to whatever happens when you like sign on and whoever is like leading the show, like and you just stick with it, you know. Well, welcome to my world of Adriana. Um, some of you are just like, this is not what my llama taught me. It wasn't what my llama taught me either, but we all make do. Absolutely. We all just. So anyway, thank you everyone. I just want to also just give a shout out to everyone who I met um as I was traveling and visiting different universities and different communities up in New York, um, in Kingston and Cornell and Harvard. Particularly thank you for all you who came out at Harvard. It was really wonderful to be back. And just holding space. It was just wonderful. So thank you all so much. And yeah, and I'll see all the Europeans very soon. So we're getting ready for that. The Portuguese and the Germans and the English and whomever, wherever else I land, as well. So thank you all so much, and thank you for those of you who have been just in every program. It's been fun. It's just like I'm in a whirlwind right now. I'm just a whole bunch of like teaching. So thank you all for joining, particularly this weekend. All the talks this weekend, um, which was like maybe too much, but we get through. You know? Some of you joined me for Gaia House earlier today. Thank you for that as well. It's been a lot, but we're moving on. But I'm okay as well. Um, so wonderful. Let's get into some practice um, and see where that takes us as well. And again, always, just allow yourself to come into a position that feels appropriate for you as well, right? And just turning your attention to your practice aspiration, right? Of course, the aspiration is to get free from suffering, to help others to get free from suffering. And the only way to do that is practice, unless you're a spontaneous awakener, which, almost never happens. You don't just spontaneously awaken without many lifetimes of practice. Um, but those many lifetimes of practice have been predicated on this aspiration. May my practice help me get free, and may it help others get free. And even just thinking about who or where you would like the energy of your practice to be directed towards. So I just want to turn just a little bit of attention to the breath. And so I invite you just to inhale deeply. And as you exhale, allowing the exhale to guide your attention down to the seat, noticing the weight of the body and the seat rising to hold your body, to take care of your body, really. And letting your attention just softly, gently rest on that sensation slash anchor of the body and the seat meeting. So we're going to transition into a little bit of a more of a formal breath practice. If you're not working with the breath, just allowing, just keeping your attention resting on the anchor of the body and the seat. If you have some space for breath work, we're just going to move into just our central channel breath, what I often call the Uma breath, right? And so shifting your attention more to the base of the spine now, beginning to imagine that you're breathing in and out of the base of the spine. And when you're ready, I invite you to, as you inhale into the base of the spine, you begin to inhale up the central channel, which runs parallel to the spine. So it's as if you are breathing up your spine, just to the crown of your head, to the top of your head. Pausing for a moment, and then as you exhale, allowing that breath to take your attention back down to the base of the spine. As you're inhaling into the mouth. As you exhale out of the mouth. As you're moving up and down the central column. And moving at your own pace. And just allowing the breath to be really slow, very gradual, right? Take your time. And when it feels as if you're kind of like dysregulated, just coming out of the breath and coming back into any grounding practice that feels appropriate for you. If you want just a little bit more of an attunement in terms of like the physicality of breath, and particularly around like the diaphragm and the lower lungs, a really helpful thing to visualize as you're inhaling is that imagining that your inhale is like a jug of water being poured into your diaphragm. So the breath goes all the way down to the bottom of the diaphragm and then fills from the bottom up into the upper chest. So that helps us to have a fuller breath, and it helps us to actually channel a little more prana in the breath as well, which is what we're doing. We're stabilizing prana, regulating prana, our life force energy, in this kind of very intentional breathing work, which is what pranayama is. Intentional breathing. So continuing with that breath work for a moment or two. And if you're in, if you're in your own space and you have some privacy, adding a little more sound to the breath. So the breath doesn't have to be silent, but actually adding a little bit of a soft H sound to the breath is also really helpful as well. So go ahead and complete the breath that you're on now, and then coming back to a natural breath. And when you're ready, shifting your attention for a moment back to the seats and the weight of the body. When you're ready, lifting the attention up into the heart center, and then slash the heart chakra area. And so within the heart center, I invite you to imagine a closed lotus. And the color of the lotus is green, a green lotus within the heart center. And you can, if you see this, fine, as a visualization, or if you can imagine it in your heart center, that's fine. And it's also really wonderful just to have a belief that there is this closed lotus in the heart center. And keeping that closed lotus in the heart center, we'll transition into our first mantra, which will be in the chat. Om Namah Sangye Kino Soha. Medicine Buddha, please think of me, look upon me, know me. And we'll chant this 3 times, beginning with an elongated and after the third recitation, ending with another extended as well. So when you're ready, inhaling to begin. Om. Om Namah Sangye Kino So Om Namah Sangye Kino So Om Namah Sangye Kino So Om. And so having offered this mantra, evoking, welcoming the presence of Medicine Buddha into our practice, we begin to imagine that this closed lotus in our heart centers begins to bloom, begins to open. And within this opening lotus, Medicine Buddha emerges. A Medicine Buddha taking on the form of whatever seems appropriate for you. So Medicine Buddha can appear in the classical traditional iconography of a monk, blue in color with robes, holding a medicine bowl and a healing plant. Or Medicine Buddha becomes the archetypal healer for you, the healer that you understand a healer is from your tradition, your culture, right? From your practice tradition. It doesn't matter. But regardless of how Medicine Buddha is awakening for you, begin to imagine Medicine Buddha radiating this clear but soft, gentle white light throughout the body. And we imagine that this radiance of light, this blessing and consciousness of Medicine Buddha begins to heal all kinds of woundedness, both personal, individual suffering and woundedness, also collective suffering that we hold on to, but also the suffering and the struggles of our ancestors as well. So this radiant light is doing this healing work, this cleansing work. And it's getting deep into our cells, into our tissue, our bones, our muscles. It's radiating throughout our minds as well. Just for a moment, we just kind of sit and allow this radiance to fill us up and to really just take care of us for a moment before we begin the main mantra. And so when you're ready, we'll begin to transition into our main mantra. Teatom, bacon say maha, bacon say rasa sumungate soham. Like this, I pray for the end of pain and suffering and the roots of pain and suffering. And I release the energy of this prayer out to all the world so that we all may be liberated. And so I just want to add just another layer to our mantra practice in this session. So I know a lot's going to be happening. So maintaining this visualization or just like believing that it's happening. And you may choose to chant along with the mantra, chant the mantra along with me in your space. But also, as you're doing all of this, reflect on or telling yourself that I deserve to be healed. My ancestors deserve to be healed. All beings deserve to be healed. Right? Because I think for so many of you, that's a block that we need to move through. Like, you deserve to be healed. Your ancestors deserve to be healed. Everyone deserves to be healed. The land deserves to be healed. You can add more to that. That's just a starter, right? Everyone deserves to be healed. I deserve to be healed, right? My mother deserves to be healed. My father deserves to be healed, right? If that didn't trigger you yet, I don't know what else is going to trigger you. That guy that broke up with me that time over text message and deserves to be healed as well. So, so we'll begin, and of course, starting the mantra, and then taking a break, and I'll be offering the prayers as well. Okay. O te adam begenze, begenze, ma begenze, rasa sumungate soa. Te adam begenze, begenze, ma begenze, rasa sumungate soa. Te andam begenze, begenze, ma begenze, razasumungate soa. Te andam begenze, begenze, ma begenze, razasumungate soa. Te andam begenze, begenze, a begenze, razasumungate soa. Te andam begenze, begenze, ma begenze, razasumungate soa. Te andam begenze, begenze, ma begenze, razasumungate 수문 같아 쏘아 내 아나움 백은세 백은세 마백은세 라즈 수문 같아 쏘아 내 아나움 백은세 백은세 마백은세 라즈 수문 같아 쏘아 내 아나움 백은세 백은세 마백은세 라즈 수문 같아 쏘아 내 아나움 백은세 백은세 마백은세 라즈 수문 같아 쏘아 내 아나움 백은세 백은세 마백은세 라즈 수문 같아 쏘아 내 아나움 백은세 백은세 마백은세 라즈 수문 같아 쏘아 내 아나움 백은세 백은세 마백은세 라즈 수문 같아 쏘아 내 아나움 백은세 백은세 마백은세 라즈 수문 같아 쏘아 내 아나움 백은세 백은세 마백은세 라즈 수문 같아 쏘아 내 아나움 백은세 백은세 마백은세 라즈 수문 같아 쏘아 내 아나움 백은세 백은세 마백은세 라즈 수문 같아 쏘아 내 아나움 백은세 백은세 마백은세 라즈 수문 같아 쏘아 내 아나움 백은세 백은세 마백은세 라즈 수문 같아 쏘아 내 아나움 백은세 백은세 마백은세 라즈 수문 같아 쏘아 내 아나움 백은세 백은세 마백은세 라즈 수문 같아 쏘아 내 아나움 백은세 백은세 마백은세 라즈 수문 같아 쏘아 내 아나움 백은세 백은세 마백은세 라즈 수문 같아 쏘아 내 아나움 백은세 백은세 마백은세 라즈 수문 같아 쏘아 내 아나움 백은세 백은세 마백은세 라즈 수문 같아 쏘아 내 아나움 백은세 백은세 마백은세 라즈 수문 같아 쏘아 내 아나움 백은세 백은세 마백은세 라즈 수문 같아 쏘아 내 아나움 백은세 백은세 마백은세 라즈 수문 같아 쏘아 내 아나움 백은세 백은세 마백은세 라즈 수문 같아 쏘아 내 아나움 She was just turning attention to our prayer requests. And again, just calling into this space all the Buddhas, the Bodhisattvas, the Yidams, the Dharma protectors, and all seen and unseen members of the Sangha, including all the elders and guides and guardians of the elements, including the earth, all beings of light, all benevolent ancestors as well. We call you into this space and we offer these prayers to you, and we pray to you that you work on our behalf as we are moving through our own practices to move energy. We call on you to support our practice and extending these prayers and these wishes and deep longings in order to benefit those that we're uplifting in prayer. And we're offering prayers for all those in my family of origin that use pettiness, manipulation, and violence as a way to connect. May the energy of this Pacific Northwest rain cleanse their hearts, bit by bit, until all hatred is healed. May they all find what they need to be resourced and well, so that we can be liberated in our relationships to each other. We're offering prayers for Paul in the Bardo, so that he may leave behind the suffering of the body that he has left and find a good rebirth. Offering prayers for myself as I shed what needs to be shedded and remember what needs to be remembered. Offering prayers for my cousin Dana, and may she recover the bearing that she suddenly lost in one ear, and may she find peace during her healing. We're offering prayers for the courage to do the work that needs to be done and the clarity and wisdom to know what that work is. Offering prayers for DJ for inner peace, safety, and liberation from suffering. Offering prayers for the continued improvement of my health, and the prayers for all who are suffering invisible illnesses. Offering prayers for myself that I may be more compassionate and understanding with my husband. We're offering prayers for a free Palestine, prayers for an end of for all genocides, prayers for our complete liberation. Offering prayers for our student protest tomorrow, and prayers for all those disrupting the silence looming over academia. Offering prayers for Karen as her mom transitioned into the non-physical realm today. Offering prayers for Rachel for healing in her body. Offering prayers for myself as I recover from a recent illness and regain my health in body, mind, and spirit. And for me as I navigate the liminal space I find myself in at this life juncture. Offering prayers for loving, honest, radical, and liberating dissertation defense tomorrow for me and for all beings. Offering prayers for little souls' emotional well-being and healing. Offering prayers that my roommate and I can find an affordable apartment that will be free from landlord harassment. Offering prayers for myself that I'm able to practice active compassion in challenging situations. May I choose deep humanity and be willing to move toward that which I habitually avoid in order to tend suffering and ease the depletion of care present in myself and in those whom I interact. Prayers that my partner and I can heal from our early attachment wounds, stop perpetuating violence in our relationship, and share the love, compassion, care, patience, and respect that is possible. Prayers that we can break ancestral patterns of power over domination and victimhood and be a source of healing to our lineages and the world around us. Offering prayers for the people migrating to Texas whose asylum status is being rejected. For may their dignity and personhood be protected, may their arrest and deportation stop, may the new state laws punishing people for seeking asylum be abolished. Offering prayers for those suffering famine in Gaza be nourished, given safe housing and stability. May they be free. May their dignity be protected. May their well-being be prioritized over semantics and abstractions. Offering prayers for Nigeria. May the crew of the children be protected. May they heal from their experience of having been abducted and held hostage. May their kidnappers be held accountable. May all children be spared the choice between education and their life. Offering prayers for all beings, may we remember who we are. Offering prayers for those suffering from the mpox, the monkeypox outbreak in the Congo. May we all see the broken system of global medical care, disease prevention reformed, and transformed into an institution that values life and well-being over profit. Offering prayers for Stephen and his recovery from surgery, that his mental health remains stable, his tumors do not return, and his long-time physical pain is recused. Offering prayers for white people, may they give what they get, what they need. Offering prayers for Michelle that their recovery from COVID is swift as they already endure many extreme health conditions. Offering prayers for Trevor and his healing from loneliness. Offering prayers for my body as my autoimmune condition works overtime to fight off the exhaustion of flu. May all beings have good health and feel well. May all beings have everything they need in a warm and safe place to rest. Prayers for N, R, L, and L, for Lama Rod to be well and rested. Prayers for all beings to benefit from the blessings of my life. Prayers for universal abolition of systemic oppression and for universal peace. May all beings in all realms and timelines be free, ASAP, Shell. Prayers that I find my wings. Offering prayers that all beings work through their hopes and fears about freedom. Offering prayers for myself and all who are struggling with mental health issues. May we garner the courage, clarity, and self-compassion to relieve the suffering and move forward mindfully. Offering prayers for Pamela, may she be at ease and free. Offering prayers that all beings find the root of samsara and the presence of mind to cut it. Offering prayers for Shilpa for healing in her body and spirit. Offering prayers for all of us experiencing transition, instability, confusion, and doubt. May we know true refuge and may our suffering lead to deeper compassion, wisdom, and love. Offering prayers for all the co-learners in the courses I teach. May they find courage to show up for themselves and each other and renewed commitment to transformative and liberated learning. Prayers for SM as she continues to face complex overlapping health issues, and may all those around her find a way to balance awareness of her limited capacity with deep regard for their own wellness and boundaries. Offering prayers for my brother Patrick as he continues his cancer treatment. May he be strong and kind. Offering prayers to explore new relationships, new friendships, and even find a new lover who can also be my friend. I pray to be open and keep my sense of humor. Offering prayers for Lama Rod and his entire Sangha. May each one of us find our true self. Offering prayers that healing is here. Offering prayers that this week's vertigo will pass soon, that I don't get too freaked out by it. Offering prayers for myself as I heal from one surgery and prepare for another. Prayers for Sangha siblings, SK, MR, and Enzan, who are going through challenging times. Prayers for people in Sudan, Congo, Yemen, and Palestine. And prayers for gender expansive folks. Offering prayers for myself as I remember my calling and find ways to abide with my struggles, to feed and care for myself and all those I am responsible to in some way. Offering prayers of gratitude to all in its community as we hold ourselves and each other in beloved community. Offering prayers of deep love and gratitude for my mom, Nancy, as she continues her healing and aging journey. May she know how remarkable her survival and thriving truly are. Offering prayers for Antoine, the cat who made his transition on March 15th after a sudden illness. Prayers for Mary and Malcolm grieving the unexpected loss of his presence. Offering prayers for myself and my wife as we navigate de-escalating our relationship and living separately. Prayers for Tiffany and her children as the 1-year anniversary of a traumatic event is coming up. Offering prayers of gratitude for my practice, sustaining me when I was physically in too much pain for formal practice. I was held, and I am deeply grateful for the nurturing presence during this time. Offering prayers for 2 friends who passed into the bardo 2 weeks ago, Baker Ward and Rachel Jarovics, and for my friend Beth's father, Jim Harden, who died this weekend. Offering prayers for a ceasefire in Gaza and Netanyahu, and if Netanyahu will not agree, that Biden has enough courage to cut off funding for this war. Prayers for all those suffering there. Prayers for food and to reach everyone in Gaza. Prayers for the Israeli people also, who are also experiencing great fear and perhaps helplessness in the face of what the government is doing. Offering prayers for my own healing, physical, spiritual, and emotional grief around all the personal losses and the profound suffering going on around the world. Prayers for the healing, the neuropathy in my feet and legs, which is negatively impacted by recent knee surgery. May the earth receive everything she needs. May we receive everything we need from her. Blessed be. Offering prayers for my friend who is defending his dissertation tomorrow. May he feel supported and protected. Offering prayers for all the people in Rafah and the north of Gaza, West Bank, and the whole of Palestine. May they all be safe and experience freedom. Prayers for all the young people in London who experience state violence. May they all feel safe. Prayers to Sudan, may we see an end to the war. Offering prayers for healing from cancer for Kathan, Nicole, and Nellie, and a healing of my mother's brain. Prayers for a good transition for Becca's grandfather and Dave's mother. Prayers for Danielle and her child, Raphael, as they navigate health concerns. And offering prayers for the healing of my heart in the wake of loss and the ending of relationships with life partners. May their hearts be healed as well. And offer prayers for my uncle, Darnell, who has transitioned into the spirit world. I'll continue to offer healing prayers for Yasmin. I continue to offer healing prayers for Carlos's mom as she recovers from having a brain tumor removed. I also offer prayers for Jane that her recent heart troubles are healed and supported, and her recovery is swift. And we continue to offer prayers in general for the abolition of all systems of violence and war, that all genocides, wars, famines, political instability around the world is completely stabilized, ended, that we may see deep, profound global healing as soon as possible, that we all may remember our innate awakened natures, and that we all may get free as quickly as possible. And we offer all these prayers to our benefactors, to our sources of refuge, and we ask that you work on our behalf to bring about the fruition of all of these prayers. And may it happen as quickly as possible. And as we return back to our mantra work, we elevate or just continue extending the light, the radiance of Medicine Buddha from our heart centers, and imagine that this light is now flooding out, radiating out into the world, and it's beginning to bring about the fruition of all the prayers that we've just collectively offered, and that all beings are healed, that all beings have access to the resources that they need, that all beings may experience safety, and that all beings may be healed from any kind of suffering and woundedness. O te anda begenze, begenze, ma begenze, rasa sumum gatte soha. Te anda begenze, begenze, ma begenze, rasa sumum gatte soha. Te anda begenze, begenze, ma begenze, rasa sumum gatte soha. Te anda begenze, begenze, ma begenze, rasa sumum gatte soha. Te anda begenze, begenze, ma begenze, rasa sumum gatte soha. Te anda begenze, begenze, ma begenze, rasa sumum gatte soha. Te anda begenze, begenze, ma begenze, rasa sumum gatte soha. Te anda begenze, begenze, ma begenze, rasa sumum gatte soha. Te anda begenze, begenze, ma begenze, rasa sumum gatte soha. Te anda begenze, begenze, ma begenze, rasa sumum gatte soha. Te anda begenze, begenze, ma begenze, rasa sumum gatte soha. Te anda begenze, begenze, ma begenze, rasa sumum gatte soha. Te anda begenze, begenze, ma begenze, rasa sumum gatte soha. Te anda begenze, begenze, ma begenze, rasa sumum gatte soha. Te anda begenze, begenze, ma begenze, rasa sumum gatte soha. Te anda begenze, begenze, ma begenze, rasa sumum gatte soha. Te anda begenze, begenze, ma begenze, rasa sumum gatte soha. Te anda begenze, begenze, ma begenze, rasa sumum gatte soha. Te anda begenze, begenze, ma begenze, rasa sumum gatte soha. Te anda begenze, begenze, ma begenze, rasa sumum gatte soha. Te anda begenze, begenze, ma begenze, rasa sumum gatte soha. Te anda begenze, begenze, ma begenze, rasa sumum gatte soha. Te anda begenze, begenze, ma begenze, rasa sumum gatte soha. Te anda begenze, begenze, ma begenze, rasa sumum gatte soha. Te anda begenze, begenze, ma begenze, rasa sumum gatte soha. 대한다 umbegunze begunze rabegunze razasumunga soa 대한다 umbegunze begunze mabegunze razasumunga soa. And I just invite you to imagine that you send just one more last wave of healing energy from your heart center, from Medicine Buddha, out into the world that blankets the world, floods through the world, healing all beings of suffering and illness. And slowly we begin to imagine that the Medicine Buddha at our heart center slowly begins to dissolve right into the energy of our heart chakra and begins to spread and really deeply saturate just into the essence, the energetic essence of our bodies. Knowing that Medicine Buddha is always accessible as long as we can pray and offer blessings to them. And when you're ready, shifting your attention back down to the seat, the weight of your body, and feeling that groundedness. And when you feel as if you've experienced some groundedness beginning to reawaken the body through just some simple, slow movements. Right. And we'll just transition into offering Shantadevi's prayer from the Bodhisattva's way of life right in the chat there. And we'll recite this 3 times. May I be a protector to those without protection, a leader for those who journey, and a boat, a bridge, a passage for those desiring the further shore. May the pain of every living creature be completely cleared away. May I be the doctor and the medicine, and may I be the nurse for all sick beings in the world until everyone is healed. And just like space and the great elements such as earth, may I always support the life of all the boundless creatures. And until they pass away from pain, may I also be the source of life for all the realms of varied beings that reach into the ends of space. May I be a protector to those without protection, a leader for those who journey, and a boat, a bridge, a passage for those desiring the further shore. May the pain of every living creature be completely cleared away. May I be the doctor and the medicine, and may I be the nurse for all sick beings in the world until everyone is healed. Just like space and the great elements such as earth, may I always support the life of all the boundless creatures. And until they pass away from pain, may I also be the source of life for all the realms of varied beings that reach into the ends of space. And finally, may I be a protector to those without protection, and a leader for those who journey, and a boat, a bridge, a passage for those desiring the further shore. May the pain of every living creature be completely cleared away. May I be the doctor and the medicine, and may I be the nurse for all living creatures, for all sick beings in the world until everyone is healed. And just like space and the great elements such as earth, may I always support the life of all the boundless creatures, and until they pass away from pain, may I also be the source of life for all the realms of varied beings that reach unto the ends of space. Mm. All right, friends, thank you so much for your practice. Thank you for your patience as well. And of course, check the website for all programs coming up. And for those of you in Matar, keep practicing, keep doing it, keep drinking your Ella campaign, even though it's bitter, right? It's not medicine if it's sweet. So that's the rule of nature. I think that's it. Um, and yeah, thank you all. Please be well. Now I will see you next Monday as well. Okay. All right. Thank you all. Be well.